Hi everybody, my name is Milla, bringing to you the Milla Method. Have you ever been overwhelmed when given the idea of having to come up with a meal that is healthy and nutritious and you don't know where to start? If so, you came to the right place. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 food groups that you need in order to live a more healthier life. You know, what we eat and what we put in our body determines our life longevity, quality of living. The more nutritious choices you make when it comes to making meals, you can help circumvent certain diseases, diabetes, obesity, certain types of cancer, and heart disease. So you want to be sure that you consume these things. For everyone, it's different. The amount, it depends on your age, sex, and definitely activity level. Like people that are more active can consume way more than the more sedentary person. So watch this video to the very end. I can briefly touch on each of the 5 food groups and some examples, just in case you don't know. Don't be embarrassed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Oh yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share with a friend because we're all in this together, trying to live healthier, longer quality of life. How many of you thought that the standard for eating was still the food pyramid? It is not. Now it's called My Plate. So all this information that I'm sharing with you today, I got from myplate.gov. It's a government website, and you can feel free to log on to find out what the minerals, the vitamins, and the nutrients are in these certain foods that I'm gonna touch upon today, okay? So first off, let's start with fruits. I hope we all know examples of fruits, but fruit consumption, you don't necessarily have to eat the fruit. You can do pureed fruit, frozen fruit, you can do 100% fruit juice, but that constitutes as a fruit serving. So like I said, it varies from person to person. It's a case-by-case basis. How much you should consume is 1 to 2 cups. That's considered enough for the day. Everyone should have measuring cups, so just be mindful. You can even use like your hand as like a guideline, your cupped hand is like a cup. And next we have vegetables. Again, same concept as the fruits. You can have them canned, pureed, juiced. You don't necessarily have to eat the entire vegetable, but you just want to make sure when you're preparing those vegetables, you're not using a lot of like unnecessary additives, sugars, salts. That's how you make it not healthy real quick. The serving size for vegetables varies from 1 to 3 cups per day, depending on those factors: activity level, sex, and age. Okay, and if you don't know any examples of veggies, shame on you, but you can ask me and I'll be happy to tell you some or point you in the right direction. Next, we want to talk about grains. Grains are any foods that's made from like wheat, rice, oats, millet, grits. So there are 2 types of grains. There are whole grains and refined grains. I don't need to get into detail the difference between the 2 because it can it's not that serious, but I don't want to like confuse you. But of course you want to stay away from the refined grains. You want to stick with more whole grains. The less processed something is, usually the better for you. Serving size for grains can vary all the way from 3 ounces to 8 ounces. And once again, it's based on your activity level, age, needs. So some examples where you can get grains from. People think they shouldn't eat rice, but rice is a great source, an excellent source. Brown rice, of course, your bagels, your whole wheat bagels, your pastas, cornbread is a good source of grains. But like I said, this is where we mess up at. We usually overeat these grains, and then that causes to, health problems, and we just want to circumvent all of that. Next is dairy. Okay, dairy is so now it's a lot of people are being more health conscious. They're making like the vegetarian choices, the vegan choices. So any liquid beverage that has been fortified with calcium could now be considered dairy. So the soy beverage is considered dairy now. And of course, your milks and anything from that's made from milk, whether it's like cheese, yogurt, those are all considered dairy. You should have about 2 to 3 cups of dairy per day. Again, it's contingent on activity level, age, sex. Last but not least, the 5th component of the My Plate is protein. So protein is the one food group that Americans do get enough of. However, it's the fashion and what you're consuming this protein in. You want to make like leaner choices. You want to stay away from like your fried chickens. You want to do like lean cuts of beef or lean cuts of pork if that's your thing. Other forms of protein, you have seafood, nuts, beans, peas, eggs, lentils. So you want to switch it up. You have a vast array of things to choose from. So it's good to switch it up so you don't overconsume one thing per week. And also the different sources of protein offers different health and nutritional benefits. So sometimes it'll be good to have like your salmon so you can get some omega-3s, healthy fats. Your red meat has like the iron. So like I said, you can go on myplate.gov to find the vitamins and minerals. That'll be too much for me to cover and it will probably get too boring. So I'm not gonna go further into that. But the amount required protein, again, it varies drastically from fitness level to age. Of course, the required amount of protein goes all the way from 2 ounces to 6.5 ounces a day. You want to make sure you're eating enough. If you're not eating enough protein, you can lose like muscle mass and stuff like that. So you kind of want to be mindful and pay attention. Well, thank you all for joining me today. I hope you all learned something about what a healthy meal should comprise of. Make sure when you make that plate of food, it looks something like this. Even if you're not getting every group every time you eat, at least try to switch it up. Maybe do like your grains, your proteins, your veggies, and then maybe your next meal, snack on the fruit and some dairy or something like that. Yeah. So that's what a healthy meal should comprise of. And like I said, we can eat our way out of certain health conditions by the choices we make. It's all about living healthier. It's all about improving the quality of life. The choices you make today have an effect on tomorrow. So like I said, I just want to continue to provide you all with knowledge so that we can live healthier lives. And if you haven't done so, feel free to like, subscribe, share with a friend, and thank you all. See you next time. Bye.